afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. How are you? Good to see all
At Tuesday's White House press briefing, journalists were eager to find out what exactly the United States' plan for Ukraine might be. U.S. President Donald Trump has said the U.S. will help assure Ukraine's security as part of a peace deal to end the Russia-Ukraine war. But he's ruled out sending U.S. troops to Ukraine, and in an interview with Fox News, suggested some kind of air support instead. So what might this security assurance look like? So far, the details are sparse.
You made clear no U.S. boots on the ground. Is the president considering U.S. boots in the air as a form of a security guarantee?
Look, that was something the president mentioned on his interview this morning. It is an option and a possibility. I won't certainly rule out anything as far as military options that the president has at his disposal. I'll let him do that. I can tell you he's definitively ruled out boots on the ground.
For now, there's mostly speculation, perhaps more air defense systems for Kyiv, or some kind of no-fly zone with U.S. enforcement. The picture of what peace guarantees from Kyiv's European allies and Canada might look like is equally unclear. As expressed at this Nordic-Canadian foreign ministers meeting, talks are still at such an early stage that no details are worked out yet.
What comes to troops to Ukraine, my colleagues are, of course, welcome to comment, but I can speak on all of our behalf to the extent that we have started the work within the Coalition of the Willing framework, and there have been no decisions thus far as what comes to the overall framework and neither to the individual contributions.
But this doesn't mean there's not yet work underway to bring this war to an end. One issue being worked out is where Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy might hold talks. Budapest, Hungary is one option, and U.S. President Donald Trump has spoken to Hungary's Prime Minister Viktor Orban about the idea. Since Hungary has good ties with Russia, it's one of the few places Putin could travel to without worries about arrest under international criminal court charges over the Ukraine war. And even if Ukraine doesn't agree to Hungary, there are other possible venues. Both Austria and Switzerland have offered to let Putin onto their territory for peace talks. Geneva seems like a promising candidate.
As I explained earlier, the Federal Council has already defined the legal situation. It delved deeply into this matter last year. It defined the procedures and rules, and it outlined the framework for, let's say, granting immunity to a person under an international arrest warrant if that person comes for a peace conference. Not if they come for private reasons, etc., but for reasons of peace, thanks to the efforts of Switzerland and International Geneva.
A flurry of recent activity, including meetings between Trump and Putin and Trump and Zelenskyy, hasn't stopped the war in Ukraine from grinding on. But there are signs, if not of a breakthrough, then at least of progress ahead. Fuhua and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.